The end is near for the Naruto Shippuden anime series. In this week's episode, Kaguya and Black Zetsu are officially defeated and sealed away. Did anybody else just start to tear up when Minato told his son Naruto happy birthday? I got a lot of moments like that from this episode, which frankly, as a hardcore Naruto fan, really managed to hit me right here. This week's episode was fantastic. I think it goes without saying that the animation and the artwork in this one was significantly better than last week's episode, and considering this one had little to no action, that's really surprising. However, I'm not going to drop it for any of that, because this was an episode that I really felt needed to have good animation and artwork to really make those emotional moments hit at home, and they really did. So Kaguya has been defeated. As she has actually been sealed away by Naruto and Sasuke, she starts to lose control of her powers and starts to transform into this massive creature again, which takes the form of the Ten Tails, and all the other tailed beasts manage to separate themselves from her body, when suddenly the Chibaku Tensei, all of the rocks and earth around in this other dimension, start to collect and start to transform into this massive moon, actually trapping Kaguya. And then you have Naruto, who decides to go over to Black Zetsu, who's still pinned down to the ground. Naruto just picks him up and tosses him right into the moon, where he gets sealed away as well, concluding the epic confrontation with Kaguya. I have to say that the way they made it look at the end, with her getting sealed away, was super fluid and awesome, and I wish they would have done a lot more of that for some more of her battles. So Kaguya has been defeated, Team 7 is victorious, but how in the hell are they gonna get out of this dimension? They're gonna get out of there thanks to some cameos from all of the dead Kages. The Sage of the Six Paths has decided, you know what, we've been playing God for the last couple of days, let's just do it one more time. He revives all of the Kages that we have seen from the series who managed to bring back Team 7, and everything is all hunky-dory. The thing is, though, now that the battle has concluded, all of the Kages are going to have to go away, and that includes Naruto's father, not to mention Madara Uchiha, who's also been spit out by Kaguya. Yeah, right before she was actually sealed away, you get this great scene of the rabbit, its head comes out, and it spits this Madara loogie right into the ground. And then when he finally decides to come back, it's only a matter of time before his body is going to die and he can no longer control himself. And that's when all of the other Kages finally start to disappear, and I really have to say that I loved the scene, because everybody kind of got to say, their final goodbyes with everyone. Kakashi finally got to say goodbye to Obito, and I'm glad that it didn't last all that long, because I'm just ready for Obito to be gone, and he's officially gone after this episode, guys, so we're not going to have to worry about that anymore. But I loved it, because it was sort of like their final goodbye, saying goodbye as friends, no longer as enemies, and I love that as soon as Obito went away, Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan disappeared and he went back to his regular eyes. That was a great scene. Not to mention Hashirama having his final moments with Madara Uchiha as well. Madara basically recognizing that he screwed up and that he recognized the error of his ways and that he's willing to accept things the way that they are now, despite the fact that he doesn't necessarily agree with them 100%. Again, another nice moment similar to Kakashi and Obito, two friends finally reconciling over all of their differences. And then you have Naruto saying goodbye to his father. This was a moment that just tore me to pieces, mostly because Minato actually told his son happy birthday as the sun is rising. In the manga, the scene didn't affect me that much, but with the music and the voice acting and Naruto crying, it just really brought me to my knees. It was an amazing scene that made me reflect on the entire Naruto series and how far Naruto has come. And it's great because as his father's disappearing, he's telling him all of the great things that he's done, all the amazing friends that he's made, and how he's going to carve out his very own path, telling him to say all of these things to his mother as his father begins to pass away with the other Kages. It is frankly a beautiful moment. Not to mention, all of the tailed beasts are back as well, including Kurama, with the other half of his chakra being inside of Naruto. I love the fact that now that Kurama is free, he's finally able to just be himself, and even though he's not stuck inside of Naruto anymore, he still doesn't take any of his bullshit, which I just think is really funny. There's always something really funny about that aspect of the character, and it's really great to see all of these guys back, as this week's episode ends with just a lot of hope for the future. However, there are still a few more things that we are going to have to wrap up. In fact, there's still one more major event in the series. One more final battle to get through. And for people who only watch the anime version, if you want a preview of that, all you have to do is look for the preview for next week's episode, as it's going to firmly give away what is going to be leading up to the biggest moment in the Naruto series. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now because I'm sick of beating around the bush about it. If you don't want to be spoiled, skip the rest of the video. We are getting this much closer to the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke. That's right, one more fight to go, and the build-up to it is just sending a chill down my spine. I have a feeling that next week's episode is going to be the build-up to that fight. We might even have one more after that, which is probably going to go through a lot of flashbacks of the key moments between Naruto and Sasuke before they begin their epic final battle. And if they even do it half as good as the manga version, then my friends, we are certainly in for a treat. I have a feeling that they've been saving their budget and their best animation teams for these final episodes, and I frankly cannot wait to watch those. I'm going to do live reactions to the entire fight. I'm going to review all of those episodes for you. It's also a firm reminder that Naruto Shippuden is coming to an end very soon. It's a very bittersweet thing, mostly in the sense that I don't think the Naruto Shippuden anime series has been perfect over the course of the last couple years. There have been a lot of bumps in the road, a lot of filler, a lot of production value problems, but as long as they get this final battle right, I honestly think I'm going to be pretty satisfied. I still think all of the emotional moments managed to hit at home, not to mention the resurrection of some classic music. I think that's one of the best things about this episode right here, hearing that sad version of the original Naruto theme, and hopefully being able to hear a more triumphant version of that as we get closer to the end of the series. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Kaguya is done, we can finally move on to Naruto versus Sasuke, and the hype is so freaking real! Oh my god, this is an episode that I cannot wait to see. It is a little disappointing seeing that the preview for next week's episode is definitely going to be going down in terms of the animation and the artwork, but then again, it's an episode that for the most part is going to be a build-up to the battle between Naruto and Sasuke. That being said, this episode certainly stood on its own. It was a fantastic conclusion to a huge arc in the series. We got to see the return of a lot of fan-favorite characters, in particular all of the dead Kages, and a lot of great emotional moments from a lot of characters. A lot of characters saying bye-bye, like freaking Kaguya and Zetsu, who gets sealed up again, and then Kakashi and Obito. That moment, despite the fact that we've seen so many moments of Obito getting ready to die, still managed to be a really well-done emotional moment. Hashirama and Madara, and of course that Naruto Minato scene. That was fan-freaking-tastic. I absolutely loved it. It reminded me of why I love the Naruto series so much. It's got so much heart behind it, and it can manage to affect you in a number of different ways. Emotionally, it can get you pumped up with its action scenes, and it just has a lot of relatable elements to it as well, and I think that's all going to come to a head as we get closer to the finale of Naruto Shippuden. Not to mention that this week's episode on the technical level had some pretty good animation and artwork going for it, in particular from the artwork department. Everything looked really clean and nice in this episode. I wish everyone could look like this. It just made all of those emotional moments that much better. So, I loved this episode of Naruto Shippuden. I cannot hide that fact. It certainly hit me on an emotional level, and it's got me even more excited for the big battle between Naruto and Sasuke. So I'm dropping a 5 out of 5 on this bad boy. Check it out, Naruto Shippuden fans. You are definitely going to see something you like, and I know you're going to get excited for the big battle between Naruto and Sasuke. If any of you did watch this episode, make sure to tell me what you liked about this episode, what you did not like about this episode. Did you have a favorite moment, maybe a favorite emotional moment between characters? Did anything hit you right here? And what do you want to see in the big final battle between Naruto and Sasuke? Thank you all so much for watching this review. I really appreciate it. One of the best ways to support Super Kami Guru 9000 is to simply continue to watch our videos, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even hit that like button. That's right, it's so easy to do and it'll only take you a split second. You guys can also check us out on social media. Look for all of that stuff in the description box below. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!